Shalom. It's your brother Malcolm from the branch of GMS here in Chicago, giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Bashem Nahushai. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, who are the true leaders of all Israel on earth today. And salutations to the Akim out there on the four corners of the earth that are doing this work in truth and sincerity with charity, that are risking their lives and their freedom to do so. The confusion of face Akim that are coming into the fold, and the Akwath that are listening and learning. To you, I say Shalom. All right, this is just going to be a really quick video to finish up the annihilation of Apologia ministries, which I do believe that the head of that is Dr. James White, the Edomite, and also his sidekick, Vocab Malone. And just before I start reading this, I just have to say about Vocab Malone. I've just observed a couple different videos with him, his mannerisms, and I've heard brothers say it, and I'm kind of in agreement in the spirit, but it doesn't matter, because if he is an Israelite, which I think he actually is, he's still just a wicked 2/3 who got it down his side and who gonna be shamefaced for coming up against the truth, you know, when he comes back on the other side, man. All right, you know, but without any further ado, I'm just going to read a couple scriptures. All right, and the topic is how the Jewish, when the Edomites became Jewish, way back in Rome. All right, and so you got Jewish people saying that their roots go back to the land of Israel and back to, you know. Truth of the matter is, they really were in that part of the world, and they were being called Jewish. They converted way back then. So, which would explain why they still maintain that heritage. Because the real Israelites, the Judites, lost their heritage and didn't know, and would have to remember in the end of days. That's what the prophecies say. And men like Vocab Malone and Dr. James White and these other Christians and these complaining butthurt Edomites all on the comment boards, they just want to omit facts and make history what they want it to be. And you can't do that, man. This is not 100 years ago. All right? You just can't put something in a book, print it, and then that's the word of God. You know? You can do research and learn about truth and relics and histories and time periods and books that predates the garbage that you put together that told the truth. This is Jeremiah 33 and 7. And I will cause the captivity of Judah and the captivity of Israel to return, and I will build them as the first. So he's going to put them back as the judges that are upon the earth, man. All right? Because the earth has been given unto the hand of the wicked, as pursuant to Job 9 and 24. And the Lord is going to put the true judges back, who's been covered up. You know, that's Isaiah 25. So he's going to remove that covering cast over all people and put the true judges back in order. And this is Isaiah 1 and 26. And it says, and I will restore the judges as at the first, and thy counselors as at the beginning. Afterward, thou shalt be called the city of righteousness and the faithful city. So the wicked, who according to the Bible is the Edomite, which is and the Edomites, I won't say the whole so-called white race, because there are so-called white people who are actually Israelites. So this isn't a color thing. This is a heritage and a lineage thing. All right? Just like you got chocolate Edomites. You got super dark brown people whose forefathers go back to so-called white men. Okay? That would make them Edomites. So this is a lineage thing, not a color thing. And you small bird brain people who can't seem to understand that, go watch something else, man. All right. This is out of the, so once again, I'm going to read just a snippet from Who is Esau Edom, which now costs you $1,900 to get this book that I paid $20 for. All right. I'm going to read one small part of that I read already, and I'm going to read from the actual Josephus. All right. The complete works of Flavius Josephus. And this is chapter 9, and I'm starting at about the bottom of paragraph 1, right at 257, where it says Hyrcanus. Hyrcanus took also Dora and Marissa, the cities of Idumea, and subdued all Idumeans and permitted them to stay in the country. if they would circumcise their genitals and make use of the laws of the Jews. And they were so desirous to living in the country of their forefathers that they submitted to use the circumcision and the rest of the Jewish ways of living, at which time this befell them. They were hereafter no other than Jews. So they start living their lives as Jews. All right, they weren't Judites, which there was a difference, and there was a physical and a verbal difference between the two. But Hyrcanus, the high priest, was desirous to renew the league of friendship they had with the Romans, and according he sent an ambassador to them. All right, and I'm going to jump down and read in the notes. All right, the account of the Idumeans' admitted circumcision and the entire Jewish law from this time, or from the days of Hyrcanus, is confirmed by the entire history afterwards. See Antiquity 14:8.1, 15:7.9, which we may visit. War 2:3.1, 4 and 4.5. This is the opinion. What it says. This is the opinion of Josephus made by the proselytes of justice or entire Jews, as here and elsewhere. Antiquity 14:8-1. However, Antigonus, the enemy of Herod, though Herod derived from such a proselyte, and to be subjected to the same laws, they were called Jews. Deal also says, as Dean, these quotes from his book 36 and 37, the country is also called Judea and the people of the Jews, and his name is given also as to many others as embrace the religion, though the other nations, but upon what foundation so good as a governor as Hyrcanus took upon him to compel those Idumeans either to become Jews or leave the country, deserves great consideration. I suppose it was because they had long ago been driven out of the land of Edom and had seized and possessed the tribes of Simeon, all right, and all the southern part of the tribe of Judah, which was peculiar inheritance of the worshipers of the true God without idolatry. All right, because Edom has its own gods. You can Google it. One of them has 3 horns on his head and looks like Barry Manilow from the side. All right. As the reader learned from Reland, Palestine. All right. And from Paradus in the year 140 and 165. Well, anyway, that's enough on that. So it's just backing up what this Jewish guy, Charles Weissman, when he made this book, who was Esau Edom. Why Charles Weissman decided to tell on himself and his people, I don't know. Psalm 64:8 said their tongues would be made to fall upon themselves. Arthur Koestler did the same thing, and many other Jewish people. The writers of the 1905 Jewish Encyclopedia, page 41, volume 5, told you that modern day Jewry is Rome, and that the Romans were Edomites. Okay, but so I'm gonna read bottom of page 8 in Charles Weissman's book, and it reads, the land was not the kingdom of Judah, but the nation of the Jews of Judeans. Historically, the Edomites became known as Jews, a term derived from Judea, which was derived from the name Judah, being the royal line of Israel, though they were never Judah or Israel. So so the question was, when you go back to the 7 questions video, when was the land of Israel divided? All right, or where's Ashdod and who's in Ashdod today? All right, who are the bastards in Ashdod and where's Ashdod today? Ashdod is modern day Tel Aviv. Ashdod was a port city and basically bastard can be traced back to fraudulent, phony, without the father, but fraudulent and phony or imposter. That's what the word bastard goes back to. Okay, so there's a fraudulent, phony people over there. The land was parted when they after they implemented the Balfour Declaration, and it was parted between the Ishmaelite Palestinians, who are Ishmael and not Israel, who don't belong there either. All right, although there are some Israelites among them. Okay, and Amalek, which is the head of the so-called white man, who is the Jewish people today. Amalek. And Amalek. So the land has been divided between Ishmael and Amalek. You got that, Dr. James White, the Edomite? Your people have divided that land, and they cut you out of it. And you probably donated to them, but you haven't reaped any of the benefits. That's how you know you're a house divided, man. Because you Edomites are walking around this earth thinking that the Jewish people, and not the high level Edomites, you low levels, thinking that the Jewish people are a separate race from you. No, you're the same people. They're the heads of you, and they didn't share the wealth with you. They stole the whole world, all right? And they used you as pawns too. That's why groups like hate groups like the KKK and different other white power groups, which you really red power, pink power. I'm looking at a pink rose and a white rose over there. You're more like the pink than you are the white. Okay. But with that, I hope you were edified. Esau is cut yet again, barbarically, mercifully with the scriptures. And so with that, I'm going to say all praises, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, double honors unto the apostles and the elders, and salutations to the Akim out there that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. We almost out of here. Shalom.